Midwest, and it's calling you home. The best part of Portage is what's next. The best part of Portage is you. There's more for you in Indiana. There's a place in the Midwest, 50 miles southeast of Chicago, nestled near the coast of Lake Michigan. It's a place driven by what's coming next, a place where industry is the lifeblood of its community, and its pulse is gritted with sand and steel, fire and smoke. It's a city building its future together, one business, one family, and one home at a time. This is a place for makers, doers, and dreamers. It's where the global marketplace meets hometown values, where Americana isn't just a tradition, it's a way of life. Here, your experience makes the difference. With access to railroads, major waterways, and 8 different highways, this is a place in motion, sending goods, services, and ideas not just across the state, but across the world. And when the work ends, the day's just beginning, with beaches like West Beach in the Indiana Dunes National Park, exciting hiking and biking trails like the Diana of the Dunes Dare or the BMX track, and local treasures and exciting festivals, you'll know you're in more than just a bedroom community. From veterans of foreign wars to hometown heroes, our diversity is our strength, and we forge our future with the same flame as our steel. Oh, there's a place in the Midwest, and it's calling you home. The best part of Portage is what's next. The best part of Portage is you. There's more for you in Indiana. There's a place in the Midwest, 50 miles southeast of Chicago, nestled near the coast of Lake Michigan. It's a place driven by what's coming next, a place where industry is the lifeblood of its community, and its pulse is gritted with sand and steel, fire and smoke. It's a city building its future together, one business, one family, and one home at a time. This is a place for makers, doers, and dreamers. It's where the global marketplace meets hometown values, where Americana isn't just a tradition, it's a way of life. Here, your experience makes the difference. With access to railroads, major waterways, and 8 different highways, this is a place in motion, sending goods, services, and ideas not just across the state, but across the world. And when the work ends, the day's just beginning, with beaches like West Beach in the Indiana Dunes National.
Welcome to the February 25th Board of Works meeting. Will you please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? Will we call the roll?
Mayor Bonta,
Here.
Member Newell,
Here.
Member Lewis,
Here.
Member Farkas,
Here.
Member Maleta.
Here.
Let's see. Did everyone have a chance to look at the minutes, and are there any corrections or comments?
There needs to be one correction, Mayor, for the approval of Nativity Fest. It has me down as seconding that. I was not here.
That does sound kind of impossible then. Do we know who did second it, or is there a way to check that?
I made the motion,
So if we could get that adjusted, is there a motion to approve the minutes but with that correction?
I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. That gets us to unfinished business. So we have the Marina Shores event requests. Mr. Weller, if you're here.
Yes, I am.
Hey. Did anybody, I think you presented already at the last meeting. You're welcome to present again, or if you want, we could just go to questions if anybody has them.
Well, actually, I was just given some information here that I think if I can postpone this for another 2 weeks so I can speak with my attorney, I think it's going to be necessary if that's possible.
Sure. I think that all said and done, I don't believe there's a city issue, though, on this end. This is about getting permission from the Board of Works. So
Okay.
I think you're good either way, but we can certainly entertain to postpone if you need.
Well, I guess if I can go through, so that way I know where the permits stand, and we can kind of go from there.
Yeah, I think that that's fine. Because as noted, the Board of Works is how you apply for things on the city end. So basically, we have a process to get things approved, and if you'd like to present on it, I think we're good here, but it's all right either way.
Okay. So, good morning. Sorry, I'm a little flustered. Was just handed something I wasn't expected. So I'm here today. I have requested 7 different special event requests. I tried to break that out off of last year's, what we went through at the end of the year last year of what I needed to give you guys to kind of provide a more concise schedule for entertainment purposes. So I kind of broke those down. Each one of those starts with a different, a different type. So if we look at I don't know which one you guys have first, but if you look at the live music for Thursdays, obviously it's just from May 1st until September 25th. Weather permitting, obviously, it's not something we're going to do if it's raining or, cold outside or anything like that. We're going to have, it's 3-hour sets, and it's either going to be a 5:30 to 8:30, or as late as a 6:30 to 10:30. That would be the latest that we would do on those days. The next one is a Friday events. Basically, this is Friday specifically for the 4th of July. So July 4th, we're looking to have a live band from 7 to 11 p.m., obviously closing off at 11 p.m. for that date. The next one is for our Venetian night. So our Venetian night typically has been only at the yacht club. We're asking this year first for permission to possibly add a location, which would be in our parking lot. So if you see that the pictures that I have sent, kind of give a rough estimate of where we want to have the band that would be playing that day. If you look, there's a large area of the whole kind of subdivision and marina, and there's that little highlighted yellow area. And then the next picture is the small kind of blown up portion of what that would look like. And obviously this still needs permits from excise, from the city, from everything else. This is just the special event request permit to start with. But there we would have the food trucks, hopefully some kind of beer garden, a stage that would be erected, and then have the live music there, the record line with our Venetian night, as well as at the restaurant itself, having some kind of live music there as well, whether it be, just a acoustic set or something like that. It's going to be a country themed, so we'd like to have, some kind of bluegrass or some kind of music or something playing there during that time. So that's for the Venetian night. The next one is going to be specifically for Sunday, May 25th, which is Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day weekend, we're not open on Monday, but we are open on Sunday, so this would be just that Sunday, requesting permission to have a live band that week or that night from 7 to 11 p.m. The next one is Sunday, August 31st, which again is a holiday weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. They have something just on that Sunday from 7 to 10 p.m. And then the final ones are Saturdays, starting, where did it go? Sorry, I got moved around there. Saturdays, here we go. Starting in May and ending in September. Again, those are going to be our live bands, would be from 7 to 11 p.m. On the Yacht Club patio. And then finally, the Fridays. This is basically, we're asking for one Friday a month that we would be allowed to do our karaoke, which we normally have inside. Basically doing that outside to provide for karaoke for people that want to do that. And that one is the only one, with the exception of Venetian night, that goes till midnight. And that concludes what I have.
So I know that it's unfortunate that, first off, you're an excellent, I would call you a city official because you're on our BZA. Unfortunately, there's another city official who I think is remonstrating or not present here because this isn't a public hearing, but
Correct.
I know that there's been issues with that in the past. I appreciate the patience, on all ends. I wanted to make sure that for this meeting, we had a different attorney here, representing us and advising on this. I've read through your application, and nothing appears to me to be out of sorts for things the Board of Works have approved in the past. To put it really simply, we've approved a 3-6 Mafia concert downtown. This seems a little bit less than that, given the location, where it is. I wanted to check with Mr. Elwood, our attorney, just to confirm that everything that you've put through, it all follows Board of Works policies to what we've normally done.
Yeah, so I reviewed all the special event requests submitted to the Board of Works. They seem to be in order. They seem to be compliant with all of our city ordinances. If there's a dispute between private citizens, it doesn't affect this board's decisions.
Is to say that whatever happens between private citizens, this board, we're in the clear, if you will. There's no city element to that issue.
Correct.
Yeah. With all that said and done, I think that what I want to say that I appreciate is that you've taken your applications and you've organized them in a clear way. It's not broad at all. I think, I don't remember how long ago it was, but the last time that there was an issue with this, you came to the board, I know there was like a thing of making sure that each application was clear in the timeframes, and you've done that to a T, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I would agree with you, Mayor. You did everything we asked you to do last year when you came in here, and you broke them all down. So I think these are great, and I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion. Can we make the motion to include all of them?
To all, yeah, I'll make a motion to approve all the requests.
Second that motion.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And I apologize, I know you said you wanted to postpone, but
I
we're in the
appreciate
clear
it.
here.
Yes, thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I almost forgot to hit the button. That gets us to item number 2, equipment and loan supple agreement.
Yes, we're in negotiations right now with a company, and some of the language within the contract agreement, we're fine tuning, so we'd like to postpone this one to the next scheduled Board of Works, if it's possible.
That works for me. If that works for somebody else here who'd like to motion.
I'll make a motion to table the equipment and loan supple agreement.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. That gets us to the fuel equipment loan and supply agreement.
Yeah, number 3 is related to number 2, so I would like to also table that agreement. We're fine tuning some of that language for the board to review, so our next scheduled BOW, BOW, we'd like to move that to, so.
All right, I make a motion, we table the fuel equipment loan and supply agreement. Is that the one, is one for diesel and one for regular gasoline?
Yes, yes.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you.
And then we have the 5935. Tom, is this the one that we talked about where they ended up not having to come, or is this a different one?
Yeah, and my mistake, I did not get this off the agenda, so technically we need to, it was determined by staff and that there was not a waiver required for this property, so I'm requesting that you remove this permanently from the agenda.
Make a motion based on recommendation from the staff that we take the 5935 Mulberry curb sidewalk waiver off the agenda.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. That gets us to new business. We have the City of Portage blood drive. Is that a different blood drive, or is that the one we're having here in this council chamber? Oh, okay. If you don't mind passing that down, I was like, I don't think we have to approve something that's happening at City Hall entirely in this building. Well, let me make a brief announcement that on March 3rd, 2025, that's a Monday, we will have a blood drive going on here in this very city council chamber. It'll go from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. here at the Portage City Hall Council Chambers at 6070 Central Avenue. You can sign up today or anytime, but for an appointment, you can visit redcrossblood.org, or you can call 1-800-RED-CROSS. That's 1-800-733-2767. We want to encourage people to come in this Monday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. to give blood, and please feel free to bring a friend. Thank you. Well, that was easy. Not sure if that's how things are supposed to exactly be listed on the agenda, but it's a blood drive, so we'll treat it a little differently. No problem. Oh, no, I'm doing what I'm told to do, too. That gets us to the Fire Department Bike Rodeo.
Good morning. On April 26th, we are asking for permission to be able to work with Kiwanis and the YMCA for their Healthy Kids Day. We would like to host a bike rodeo that day. Coming to the Board of Works because we will have to close off the cul-de-sac on the west end of Robbins between Willow Creek and the end. It won't be all the way up to Willow Creek. It'll be around the entrance or the exit of the YMCA. There's currently no business back there. And I don't believe the gas station will be open within that time frame, but we do want to use that area. It's a perfect area to have that event in accordance with the YMCA and Kiwanis.
This is consistent with how you've done it before?
We've never done it there before, no, sir. Yeah, we've done it at Willow Creek Middle School.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've never hosted it at the same time with the YMCA's Healthy Kids Day. So that's kind of why the change is happening, because we're aligning the two to get the most bang for the buck.
I'm going to assume you've checked with police and fire and the street department?
Fire, yes. I have not spoke with street department or the police department yet, but I don't anticipate any issues.
I'll make a motion, we approve the bike rodeo for April 27th for the police department.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Just
Thank
for
you.
clarification, it's the 26th. That's okay.
So that gets us to YMCA event request. Is that a double thing, or oh no, we have something for the Y.
I actually didn't know about the bike rodeo. That's super exciting. Okay, so I am Brianna Manning, and I'm here on behalf of the Portage Township YMCA. We are requesting to be able to host a 5K on April 26th in conjunction with Healthy Kids Day. This would be happening on the bike trail behind the YMCA, down the trail into the neighborhood off Robbins. So if you're familiar with our turkey trot, it's the old route. We're not crossing Willow Creek for this. So no road closures needed, simply on the trail through, I call it the Robbins neighborhood. There's probably a formal name for that neighborhood. And then back down the trail and finish at the YMCA.
This has happened before, or something pretty similar, right?
Yeah, so we do the turkey trot every Thanksgiving. So it's very similar, but this year we would like to offer a spring event as well.
And you've checked with police and fire already?
So far, no closures are needed, so I think we're.
They're all
believe we're
good, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
I'll make a motion, we approve the 5K family run for the YMCA on April 26th.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That gets us to the Mexico Lindo event request.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jesus Cabrera. I'm here to request for a special event for Cinco de Mayo celebration. I would like to name it probably Viva Portage. And we're trying to have music, food on the parking lot of the Mexico Lindo on Route 6. So yeah, we're trying to have alcohol, music, and food.
Some of those things are within our scope, and then some things I think are under other, entities' scopes. Mr. Elwood, this is, in terms of what we're approving here, what things are relevant to the Board of Works?
So there's an application submitted. It's arrival time 2 p.m., event time 4 p.m., departure time 11. Expected number of participants 500. Obviously, any approval, so it seems to be in order, just like the other ones. Any approval would be subject to alcohol approval.
And then that's where I saw a hand raised from our Assistant Chief of Police. Ted, did you want to come up, or just, you're good?
We've had this in the past or something similar. We've had no complaints or problems. There's been no traffic issues. It seems to be well controlled and well attended. The only concern we would have obviously is any excise requirements, and that would be between them and excise. Sure.
Thank you. When you said alcohol, I've got no problem with that. I just wanted to make sure that it was understood that getting approval from us is separate than some of the other alcohol-related approval.
Definitely, yeah.
That you're going to need.
Yep.
Are there any other questions or a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the Mexico Lindo event request.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then that gets us to a grant of easement. Hey, you're back. I was telling you before, it's like always great when we see you speak at a meeting.
Good morning. So before me, I have a submitted grant of easement to dedicate the right-of-way for 3860 County Road 712 West. There's a new home proposed here, and we're just looking to have this right-of-way dedicated to the city.
Are there any questions?
I'll make a motion that we accept the grant of easement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That gets us to bulk item appeals. I don't believe, do we have some? There are none. Wow, thank you, Randy.
Mayor, I think there's a contract that was requested to be added on for,
Yeah, I was going to put that on the other business, but we could do that. Oh, we could do it now if that's good. Have you guys all seen the stuff on the Dark Side of Light contract? Oh. It's in the Dropbox. Ken, would you mind going over that with us? I don't mind doing it right now. It'll probably be smoother to do this and then claims next, you know?
so it's basically live streaming services. It covers the various meetings, Board of Works, City Council, Park Board, et cetera. It's a total projected live stream for the year $28,400. There's some other add-ons if there's an unscheduled meeting or canceled meeting, but that's the total price.
This was added very late, so if you're not seeing it in your Dropbox, that is an issue, because of course you're going to want to have time to, review that. We have Z here, Z, is nobody running the...
I have a setting on there now that has it,
Oh.
so that, yeah. It's
Z-
just going wild right now.
Yeah. If you turned it off, I'd be really suspicious.
Yeah, no.
Z
It's
is
still
our
running.
live streamer. He's been doing this for, I don't even know how many years, man, since like the
Since-
pandemic at least, right?
Since before that, yes.
Oh, since before that. And you've done just an extraordinary job.
Thank you, I
don't mean
appreciate
to-
that.
As if I have a bias, but all said and done, if you guys want to look over, I just
I'm
apologize.
just here to answer any questions if there are any.
Could you go over maybe, are there any significant differences between this contract and your previous contract?
The only difference is the contract you guys approved last time, there was a wider scope of work that was asked for, and so this contract is just now addressing the fact that that scope of work has shrank. So, yes.
If not the day-to-day, month-to-month, I've kind of reduced the number of things we've live streamed, primarily for financial, reasons, and so this reflects, I guess what you're saying is a little bit more like what's kind of the default, work you're
Right,
doing.
exactly.
But the rates and everything are pretty much the same as they...
Pretty much, yeah. The rates are basically the same thing they've always been since I started. It's just reflecting basically the new scope of work, yes. The rates, I haven't raised my rates at all since I started this whole thing. I think what you guys do is really fair. I think it's necessary for the transparency and, to be honest with you, for the education. I think if more people actually tuned into this stuff, they'd really they'd understand what's happening. And I think a lot of the discourse that happens is just people just don't know. And I think if more people tuned in, they would know. Or at least be able to ask the right questions, you know, yeah.
Pretty neat when somebody makes some sort of an odd claim, like online. It's usually Facebook. I've never seen a TikTok controversy imported, but it's coming one
Yeah,
of
it's
these
coming.
days. But when you have it where somebody posts something that's not accurate, and I'm like, oh, darn it, I should say something. But then a different resident already has watched a meeting and knows what actually happened, or they actually have learned, like, how Board of Works, you know, like, works, you know? It's like when we had a situation recently where someone said, basically that they didn't think that they, you know, should have had to pay any, like, late fees, you know, on something that they didn't pay. And it was like, well, why can't the mayor just waive that? You know, this is ridiculous. Austin Bonta should just snap his finger and take that away. I didn't even have to say anything. Another resident said, well, that's not how it works. You'd have to go through, like, the Board of Works or something to get that, you know, approved. And I think that that person might be, you know, maybe in the next couple months we'll get a petition of that sort now that that person knows what to do. I mean that very respectfully, but we're becoming a very informed city, and that's really neat.
I think that's great.
I'll make a motion, we approve the contract for Darkside.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Let me go take control again.
It was actually set. We were all translated to, like, Spanish or Russian while that part of the meeting was going on. No. So that gets us to claims. Did everyone have a chance to look at the claims, and were there any questions?
I'll make a motion, we approve the claims in the amount of $274,788.47.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I don't believe we have any other business, unless there's, we don't have like a public input spot for this meeting.
It was regarding Public Works, and if that's not appropriate,
You can talk to me after if you like, and we can get you on the agenda if you have something to bring up. But yeah, we don't have a remonstration period like some boards. Thank you. Oh, Randy? And Randy's coming up because he's a department head. That's not a statement to you as a citizen. Yeah.
The street department's seeking permission from the board to enter into an agreement with the Department of Transportation for Indiana. They're opening next month their road salt program, and we would like to enter into that program so we get statewide bidding on our road salt. So if anyone has any questions on that, we've done that a number of years. We get the best possible price per ton. This past year, so in the 2024-25 season, we got it for $70.98 a ton. The year before that was $72.93 a ton. So we do get price reduction. So I'm hoping the price will continue to go down or even at the same price. But I'm just seeking permission from the board to enter into that program.
Is this a standard thing? And if it happened last year, I'm sorry, I just don't remember. Like, is this like a standard part of the process with the salt?
Yes.
Okay,
It
so it's
is
not
an
like
agreement that we're going to be entering in with the state of Indiana with other municipalities for road salt. So this year, we're going to be spending about $177,000 for road salt. So just to give you an idea.
I thought it wasn't going to snow for the rest of the year.
Yeah, well, it's not going to snow anymore, so we're not going to be purchasing any more
yeah.
road salt. So
Any questions?
So what should the motion be?
This is permission. Is there a financial element to this directly, or is this just a motion to get you allowed to enter that agreement, like from a
Yes,
contract side?
So how it goes is, we will enter in this agreement, give them, the state, an allotted amount that we're gonna be ordering for the 25-26 winter season for road salt. They will enter that into all the other municipalities, Cargill, trying to think of some of the other, Morton Salt, Compass Minerals will be bidding on those amounts, which are in the thousands of tons, and they'll be given the best price to the state of Indiana. Once that's agreed upon, once we've entered into that, we will be locked in. So,
And I'm not against this at all, but is there anything like on paper that we should see or that like is signed on our end, or is this more of a?
I don't know what we've done historically. I'm familiar with the program, and it would be a motion to participate with the state program for salt.
That sounds fine to me if I'm hearing it right then, yeah?
Okay, I'll make the motion to participate in the state agreement for road salt for the 2025-26 winter season.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
thank you.
Unless there's anything else, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.